The year of our Lord 2024. It's over. And don't get it confused. It's currently 2025, but today we're going to be talking about my top 10 pickups of 2024 alongside some regrets in the midst as well. So let's get to it. Long time no see, everyone. Hisashiburi, tanto tempo sin verte. It's your old mate Cargon back at it again. And today we're going to be looking at my top 10 favorite pickups of the year of our Lord that has passed, 2024. So it's gone. It's been a couple of weeks now. It's people aren't even thinking about it anymore. We're thinking forward, but today we're looking back then. So it's interesting having been documenting and like tallying all the clothes that I've been wearing through the app that I use, a closet, which if you watched the last video, I spoke really poorly of. They've brought out like 5 updates this week. It's getting there. It's getting there. Things are working. So props to the devs for being on top of that. But since I have been documenting and putting everything in there, I was able to go and look at exactly how many things I bought that still are in my wardrobe from just the year 2024. And that number is 33. So there are 33 things that I added to my wardrobe last year. And that's pretty interesting. I wish it kind of also told me what things got removed as well. But since the average amount of pieces, and maybe not average, the actual amount of pieces in my wardrobe is still about the same as year before, it means that I have sort of, almost adhered to the 1 in 1 out policy that I, is sort of like a unspoken rule of what I like to have for my wardrobe. So that's pretty cool. 33 things, that is a lot of nuts, but it hasn't like overblown what's in my wardrobe as well. So that is pretty neat to be aware of too. Now, selecting those 10 things that I have sort of been most keen on or like most stoked on has been pretty funny as well, because as you can see, like back here, basically they're all tops. They're all like top half things, which is pretty interesting. Maybe that sort of reflects on the fact that perhaps like my bottoms game is really good. My pants, things that go in your lower half is something that I'm pretty stoked on. But yeah, pretty funny that like most of these things are upper body. So yeah. Let's look at them. Very interestingly, there's not a pair of shoes in this, oddly enough. If you've been watching the channel for a while, you might be like, hey, that's surprising, but yeah, let's begin. Also find it really funny that I've said let's begin multiple times, so please bear with me. All right, so first up, we have this top from ziiin. I have spoken about this top before. I'm gonna try and not speak about things too long in this video because a lot of the things you will have seen before. But this is the top from ziiin, which is the in-house label at Vision of Fashion, Context in Tokyo. And yeah, very lovely stand collar that it has here. Like the buttons, just sort of like the texture and fabric. And it's also not black. It is great. So branching out this year, but this one definitely, a top thing that I like. I've worn it so many times considering I picked it up in like September, October. I've already worn it over 30 times, which is, yeah. Clearly I like this very much. So next up we have this gorgeous clesste and baema T-boa collaboration. I guess it's like a short sleeve, but they're very big sleeves. But this is a gorgeous piece that I actually haven't really worn that much because when I did grab it, it was something that I had seen in Japan, but not grabbed. But then I bought it online and it arrived and it was winter. And then as it's gotten slightly warmer here, then I went away and it's been too hot. Anyway, I haven't worn it as much as I'd like to, but I still just love it. Like really like the embroidered petals on there. And it's just a gorgeous top. I really need to bust it out. It's just currently the heat is so bad that really a singlet, a tank, or just a really light t-shirt is what you can do. But this being a little bit thicker is a bit too much, but I don't know. I just still love how this looks. So I'm very keen to be able to wear it a bit more this year. And again, it's not black. What is happening to me? Closing out, looking at tops, we're going to move on to bottoms now. Just a couple of pairs, and starting off with this pair of Julius denim that I found at a really great price on Mercari. I've just sort of added this, lucky Chinese charm onto the waistband. It doesn't come with it, so just so you're aware if you're looking for them. I do like all the details of like the slits and cuts throughout. Kind of remind me of those really, really, what's the word? Sought after undercover denim. But it is also nice that like these do have like a layer underneath very, very light, thin, stretchy cotton. So, you know, modesty is the word. The only bad thing about these is that the previous owner hemmed them and did not show that they'd hemmed them. In the picture they used a stock photo from, I guess, another website, not the Julius website. But the pants like do stack and sort of, you know, fall on the ankle really, really well. And when I got them, I put them on, I was like, this is kind of odd. Like these cut at my ankle, they don't stack over my foot. And was thinking for the longest time, like, maybe I've grown. Maybe I'm real, real big now because I've been drinking milk and, you know, adhering to all those things that you're told. But yeah, when I did end up just, you know, taking a measuring tape out, measuring the inseam on what I have here compared to what it is on the website, these were absolutely hemmed. So goodness gracious, if you do alter a garment, just say so when you're trying to sell it, because chances are people will still buy it. But like when you receive something and it's just not quite what it looked like, it's very, very hard to try and like, you know, do a return, especially when you're proxying things. But, you know, that is the cross we bear from buying things online. But yeah, love this Julius denim. It isn't too heavy, it isn't too light, and do love that it is stretchy as well. I've been wearing it a hell of a lot and will so in this new year too. For the next pair of pants, again, it is a pair of denim, but this time it is from d.hygen, which is a label I just haven't really spoken about too much on here. Like I do also have a long sleeve by them, but look at this pair. They are cropped, which, you know, is a matter of, you know, preference on whether you like that or not. But there's just so much going on with this pair of pants that I just really, really love. Like, for example, really, really like these details along the zipper tracks and also sort of like the cargo pockets there. These pockets are really big. You can also get in from the top flap or the zip sides there. The ends of the drawstrings have that little lovely wax on there too. They're quite thick, just tassels everywhere. Here's how they look from the back. Just a very cool pair of denim. They are quite heavy as well. I'm not sure whether it's like the fabric itself, but they do feel quite, you know, bulky. So not the best in summer, though Ollie from Lastly, where I actually got these from, he has a pair that he wears all the time, even in like 35-degree heat. So, you know, built different, I suppose. A cool part as well is like here on the hems, there is like a different set of fabric. So it really leans into like, you know, the whole thing of just hemming them yourself, rolling them up. But it's a really nice pair of denim. I love the drop crotch. Just love how they look and fit. Very, very sort of wide along the thighs and waist. And they do have a taper, but just look really, really good with, say, like short boots or even like, you know, high top sneaker type things. Just match made in heaven. So really happy with these and look forward to wearing them more as well. I guess like everything else, because that's why I'm talking about it. So I'll try not to say that again. On to jackets. We talked about this the other day, but easily one of my favorites from 2024. This is a Julius waxed coated denim jacket. Do love the detail along the neck here with this closure, as well as like you can see reflecting on the light, just like the patterns on there and like the seams. So cool. It's very, very cool. I really like it. It fits me very, very well. Here it is from the back. It's sort of just a bit like disheveled at the hem too, but I really love this jacket so much. I can't wait to wear it more. And it's a pain that like I'm looking at my wardrobe each day and it's like, oh, there it is, but I can't wear it. But yeah, this piece is, I'm glad I got to wear it the last month or so whilst I was abroad, because a piece and a half, and yeah, I definitely don't see it going anywhere. So, you know, see how that pans out. All right, so the next couple of jackets are from a label that I discovered last year that I really do want to make a video on. I'm just waiting on, there is something coming that's quite special from them. So waiting till that gets here before we do like the proper video. But there is this Japanese label called Outil that is very, very much inspired by French, like old French workwear, the techniques and things where they also spent half of their manufacturing in France itself using, you know, old looms, just old factories over there, creating bespoke fabrics, all sorts of things to, you know, try and like give their own spin on that sort of like classic old French workwear type deal. So these next couple of jackets are from them. First up, we have this beautiful moleskin high-necked jacket. I do really, really like it. I was really shocked as well that when I got it, I was very unsure because of the size, but it fits me. And yeah, I guess losing a little bit of weight has meant that like a few things have started to fit me now, which is really cool, a lot better. But yeah, very, very standard sort of moleskin looking. It is not as stiff as it was when I once got it. And that's the beauty of moleskin. Like as you do wear it more and more, the fabric kind of softens up, wears and adjusts to your body and what you do when wearing it. So I do really like it. It does look quite shiny in the light like this, but in person it has a lot less luster, but it is still very, very lovely. And yeah, I can't wait to wear it more. It is just, I just like throwing it on everything. Looks good with the t-shirt or even a shirt underneath, especially if it is like a not a mock neck, mandarin collar or a stand collar. Just lovely. So very, very stoked with this. And yeah, because it's moleskin, it's gonna last for a moly mole time, a very long time. Then following that one, we have the other Outil piece, which is this salt and pepper. That is the colorway of it. Jacket. And this one, differently to the other one, this is not moleskin, but it is this sort of wrinkled, a little bit rough cotton linen blend. And it's just so gorgeous. Like the texture on it is really, really lovely. I do like how they mark their tags there as well. But this I've worn so many times as well since grabbing it. It is a very, very light piece. Still, you know, not good for like middle of summer, but when it is a little bit warmer and you need something just in case it gets cooler in the evening, this is great to have. And because it's wrinkled, you just sort of throw it in your bag and pull it out, and it's just how it looks. And yeah, not much else to say. What have I got in here? I've got a mask. I was wearing this in Japan. I really didn't like this mask. I wanted to get a black mask, and when I grabbed this one, look at this. I feel like I look like a duck. It's just not it. Wasn't what I wanted. That's not a favorite pickup of 2024. This one is. Okay, next jacket is probably one of the most special things I have in my wardrobe. And it being very, very special also means that like I do not wear it very often, but I'm very, very glad to have it as well. And it is this leather Isaac Sellam Experience jacket. As you can see, the sleeves are very, very long that I've, you know, rolled them up. But look at this piece. Just the texture of the leather, the way it sort of has that sort of marbled finish. We do have this lovely zipper pull here, and it is a dual zip, as you can see on the bottom here, so you can sort of style it a bit differently. Really, really gorgeous from the front, has a gorgeous high neck, but then the back of this is truly something. Like, look at this detail of teeth along the entirety of the back. It is wild. Just, you'd think it would be uncomfortable, and look, because it's not lined, like as you can see, it is just the other side of the leather on the inside. It is very, very difficult to put on and take off. It doesn't just like slide on. So it is something where you are kind of battling the piece to wear it. But luckily, because it's a very, very rare, it's like a double XL or triple XL, it does, you know, It does mean that you can put it on with a bit more ease and it's not hugging your body as much, but just what a wild piece. I'm very, very lucky to have been able to get this. I got this off Ollie at Lastly. I traded a bag and also paid some money towards it. And even though it's something that may not be worn all the time, just due to, I guess, the difficulties with wearing it, it feels very close to being kind of like an art piece that I have, and very, very happy with it. And yeah, it's amazing. I can't believe that. Just look at it. Yeah. No words. Finishing off the jackets, we have, you definitely would have guessed this one, but it is the Soshiotsuki BDH denim jacket. Have done a video on it before, have worn it a lot. Very, very glad to have actually picked it up and used my wild card from the no buy last year to get it. And there's not a lot more to say about it. It is just a lovely fit. It fits a little bit cropped, as you can see. The sleeves are there. It just has all these gorgeous details throughout it. And I'm very lucky to have been able to find one of the early versions of it before they did start adding side pockets. Which is something that I would be very, very into, but to have like an earlier model, I don't know. We'll see where the brand goes. They have seemingly gone into more of a tailored direction for the current season, kind of leaving this behind perhaps for the time being. We'll see what happens. They are still, relatively new overall, only being a few years old, but this jacket, a forever jacket, and can't wait till the weather gets cooler and I can start wearing it again. So yeah, BDH jacket. Then finally, item number 10, the coat. Just the coat, the klasica trench that is just, doesn't even fit in frame, but truly like one of the most amazing things that I've ever been able to have in hand, let alone call my own and wear. Gorgeous white lining throughout. There's so much going on. You can make the neck high on it. It has 2 sets of pockets on either side so that when you do attach the belt across, you can still access things. We have lovely little cuff closures on each hand, and also the rear, just as cool. Huge back vent in here that is also lined, and then the lower vent, if I can find it, here as well, has buttons so you can adjust that as well. Not only that, but inside the coat too, towards the hem, you have these buckles that with that you can adjust sort of how the shape of the coat fits when it is on. You can sort of have it more towards an A-line, or you can kind of like shape it more towards the body. It's so wild how much you can do with this, and I'm so lucky to have it. And yeah, definitely, again, one of my most favorite things I grabbed last year, and was lovely busting it out in the Japanese winter and being quite warm with it too. So very, very lucky, very thankful to have this. And this feels so bad on my skin because it's so hot. All right, so they are my 10 favorite pickups. I also did just want to throw in just a wildcard bonus thing, just because it's my video. I can do what I want, I suppose. And that is the Julius bag. Again, like if you watch the last thing on my most worn things of 2024, this was worn over like 270 times and continues to be my daily driver, and I love it so much. So chuck this in as well because it's a special one and I'm very fond of it. Maybe one day I'll do another bag tour. You can see how I carry like my Jumpstart deck that I got in Japan. Perhaps 2025 will be the year where I get into Magic the Gathering. So, if any of y'all are into it, let's talk and maybe you can throw me down that deep, deep well of endless card and theory crafting and different game types. And I only know Jumpstart, all right? I only know Jumpstart, and that's what I'll play for now. So yeah, with that being like my favorite things, it's also good to reflect on like negative and potential regrets and things from the year that has passed. And having thought about it, I did also recently make a video on regrets in general and, overconsumption and buying things you don't need. And I feel still like that is something very, very important to note. And I still feel very strongly about that. But in terms of, say, like actual pieces that I did buy, I think it's kind of like hard to explain, or like, is it a regret? Is it not a regret? But when I was looking back on my video from 2024 that I did about 2023, and a lot of it was like yoji pieces, very like long, flowy. As you can see, like a lot of what I love and picked up doesn't really fit in so much with that aesthetic as well. So not quite a regret, but it's more an interesting shift in terms of what I'm enjoying wearing and what is working for me. And I'm finding that dressing a bit more functionally, especially because I walk to work every day and often moving throughout the workplace, that, long, flowy, drapey things do not lend themselves very well to an environment, especially at work where I may be on shoots or on location doing that kind of thing. So getting things that I can, wear to work and still feel nice whilst not, tripping over things, getting caught on things, is where I have been sort of putting. And it's very interesting how, like how you dress and how you express yourself is very heavily influenced by the life and the things that you do. And I feel like those hand in hand is how, you can create that sort of personal style or idea of, how you like to present yourself. And I'm really lucky that with my job, it is free dress. I don't have to wear a suit and don't have to be, within the confines of that as well, which I've done in the past. It really, really sucks. But it also then means that my appreciation of, the yoji avant-garde style is still there. I love them. I still have the majority of those pieces. It's just kind of up in the air right now of, I don't really get to wear them as much as I'd like to. And do I then keep them in the wardrobe for like special occasions, or say like a fashion week or a fashion event? Or do I move them on to, greener pastures where people will be able to appreciate them more, depending on, whether they want them or the lifestyles they lead that lend themselves a bit better to that. But it does really suck going through my most worn things and not seeing a lot of the things that merely a year before I was wearing so much. And yeah, it's quite fascinating how that's all mainly changed, because the difference is that instead of commuting to work via public transport, I walk to work. And through walking and heating up and, potentially getting sweaty or like hot, it's just funny that like I can't wear a lot of those things because they may be too warm or may not be so comfortable to just go for a 45 minute walk in. So not sure if a regret, perhaps the regret that like I just am adjusting, but it's me sort of coming to terms with it and seeing how we'll go this year as well. Like I do want to have a big think of like how I'm going to proceed with that, because I feel like just having things in your wardrobe that are there, I already have some things that are there for very, very special occasions, and just having like an entire section of the wardrobe that just doesn't get worn because it doesn't match the current lifestyle I'm living. Do I just put it into storage? And then, if I end up in a place where I am not as active, it comes back. Yeah, it's fascinating, but it's also, when a lot of people associate you with that kind of thing, or I do run into people like, oh, you like to wear yoji stuff. And it's like, I'm actually not wearing it any today. And maybe I haven't really a lot recently either. So yeah, it's an interesting thing, but I guess it's something worth thinking about for yourselves as well. Like, is how you dress influenced based on like how you want to dress, or like how much is also based on like the lifestyle and how you live as well? Because yeah, I feel like it's a mixture of things, and with that comes personal style. That's my hot tip there. This is now a style tips video. So yeah, that's the end of the video. Thank you very much for watching. Thanks for indulging me in showing off my 10 most favorite things of the year. But also, is this inside or out? No, that's an insect trying to get inside. Big insects here in Australia. But yeah, also remember that, I'm in circumstances where I don't have any dependents or things like that. I work full-time, gainfully employed. And although my rent's going up and, we are in a cost of living crisis here, I do think, costs on and spending and buying things is going to go down. Don't feel like you need to go buy. Like I've spoken about it before. I have fallen in that trap of buying too much. I do want to slow down on that. I don't want to attempt another no buy and just put a big block on it. Just want to be a lot more mindful of my spending as well. So yeah, don't be like, I need to grab all the things so I can like catch up and like keep up. Just work on yourself, set your own goals sort of thing. But yeah, hope you're all taking care of yourself, being safe and being kind to everybody around you. Have fun, be safe. And as always, don't do anything I do, except I would suggest, definitely doing that thing I mentioned before. Like, how do you dress? Is it based on your lifestyle or is it based on how you want to dress? Or is it a mix of both? But yeah, until next time, you'll take care. Bye-bye.